This is a quick walkthrough of the 7 3D printed parts used in the cat detector. First up is an adapter that allows a filament spool to be used as a base for a stand. It features spring-loaded clips that allow it to snap into the spool, and it has spring-loaded diamond-shaped clips that lock a rectangular pole in the upright position. It has 4 tiny little tabs that allow it to be printed upside down with no other supports. Next up is a shroud for a passive infrared sensor that includes access holes to allow adjustment of the sensor's duration and sensitivity. The long shroud narrows down the field of view of the sensor because we want it to detect when the cat crosses a specific line. There's a second sensor nearby in parallel that allows us to determine direction by which line gets crossed first. This clip goes at the back of the sensor shroud to hold the sensor securely in position. It features a couple of bosses that position the sensor module and a couple of side spring clips which hold the backplate onto the shroud. This bracket positions one of those sensors on either side of the vertical shaft coming from the stand. The extension in the middle of the bracket houses a telephoto lens that goes in front of the RGB color sensor. There are various diamond-shaped cutouts in the bracket to reduce the amount of plastic used by the printer. This fairly complicated shape prints fine with no supports at all. There's a spring-loaded retention clip on the main shaft which allows the bracket to be locked at the optimum height. I'll just swing it around here to look at it from all different angles. This little bracket holds a third passive infrared sensor. This sensor is aimed above the cat to detect people. It has a much wider field of view so that it can be used to lock out any of the other sensor activity. Now, it will get mounted at an angle pointing up so that we can actually look upwards where the people are, like this. This bracket sits above the cat detection sensor bracket on the same shaft coming from the stand. On the left is the angled bracket that holds the people sensor. On the other side, we have a vertical bracket to hold the MCU, and at the top there's a horizontal bracket to hold the liquid crystal display. Behind the MCU there's a bit of a cavity to tuck in any stray wires. This bracket also has a spring-loaded clip, if needed, to position it on the shaft.